Loudest one wins with Daniel and the three tips. Loudest one wins with Daniel and the three tips. Loudest one wins with Daniel and the three tips.
Where are you recording?
You're the dumbest person.
Loudest one wins. How's it going? Three Tims. Tim number 2.
Oh, it's going. How are you doing, Nate?
I'm doing good. Why do you call me Nate? I don't think you ever called me Nate before.
No, but you've never called me the 310s either, so.
That's true. Okay, you starting off, you got, in the personal segment, you got an aquarium story. I want to hear about your aquarium.
Yeah, I have become immensely fascinated in getting aquariums with not just fish in them. So that's my new project that I'm gonna dive into is getting a little shrimp snail aquarium.
Like, do you think you're actually
So
going to do it? Because I get ideas like that all the time and just never do them.
I think I'm actually going to do it once I find an aquarium for the right price on Facebook Marketplace in my area when I can go get it. Like that's always what it comes down to is like,
Yeah,
can I get this thing super cheap, easily, and then get it here? Because it's like you have to get it set up and run it for a few weeks before you can put anything in it. And so
right.
it's one of those things like, just take your time on it, look for the right deal. Don't have to go out and get brand new.
Yeah. I had a bunch of like fish tanks and aquariums growing up. My dad was into that, and it's like it's pretty involved. You got to have like the right pH. You got to have like the right water temperature. But I guess you're not doing fish. What did you say you wanted to get in it?
Mostly like shrimp and snails, so they can like keep it clean themselves for the most part, and it's like less maintenance. I'll
Right.
throw in like a couple fish, small ones that, won't eat up my invertebrates. But the idea was to have a little something with some life in it that I don't have to put a lot of effort into. Because the goddamn, you know, the animals, there's so much work, and then
They're a
there's the
lot.
hairless one, and she talks all the time, and it just, so I'm just thinking of something that's like quiet and that I have a little bit more control over. It's like contained.
Yeah, it's kind of a
So
step up from plants because I've looked into getting them recently too, and I kind of settled that even an aquarium is too much for me. Like plant is like the perfect level of responsibility as far as taking care of something goes for me right now.
it's just like fish tanks, like, moving water and some life in it is just like it has a really hypnotic and soothing property, especially for me.
That's true.
Like there's
Yeah.
there's nothing cooler than like canoeing or whatever, taking a boat down like a slow moving river and just like being able to look over the side and see fish swimming around and stuff, like
Yeah,
just in their own world.
I got a taste of that when I was visiting Maine. We went out on my dad's sailboat a bunch. You can just see the mackerel schooling. We went fishing, catching fresh fish. You see seals and porpoises and stuff there too. It is relaxing. And I've seen studies that even having like an aquarium in your house, it just like it calms. I don't know, calms your brain or something. I don't know. It was a while
Right.
ago.
Yeah. Oh, I'm always in search of substances that'll calm my brain.
Yeah, and that's like it's like the initial investment, and then you just get a free fish high forever.
Yeah, yeah. And I already, I have the cat, so I already have to have someone come over to my house if I'm gone to take care of that thing. So
Right,
I
right.
figured these isn't too much more. So
Yeah, fish are pretty easy. Because I
yeah,
remember, like, my dad mostly took care of them, and he had a more involved thing. He's like, because my dad's a fish guy, so he was getting like
yeah,
tropical fish. And even
yeah,
then, they did fine until like the reason we stopped having them is because it was like in the late '90s, early 2000s. There was a crazy ice storm in Maine, and we lost power for like a week, and our fish tank literally froze solid inside, and it killed all the
yeah,
fish. Yeah.
yeah.
After that, we never had
Yeah.
fish again. That was kind of it was like, oh, all our fish died. I guess we're done with
Well,
that hobby.
especially with like fish like that because the saltwater fish do require a lot more like care and they're a lot more sensitive, but they're also a lot more expensive. And so like you have to put in all the time, effort, and financial investment into having everything in their environment right.
Hmm.
I think you've got to shell out some money for the fish themselves. But I could see the like whole thing going tits up in one night and just being like, yeah, fuck
Yeah,
that shit.
it's like, nah. Yeah.
At least with the freshwater tank, because there are there's freshwater shrimp you can get, just like real little ones, but they're cool.
Hmm.
And it's a lot. It's a lot less maintenance than saltwater, and so
Yeah.
that's I like. I got the idea and I wanted to do it, and I was like, all right, let me chat GPT the shit out of this. And so I was like, how easy and foolproof and low maintenance can we make this? And like took me right through it.
Yeah. Yeah, saltwater's too much. I think we might have had one saltwater tank. We mostly did freshwater fish too, because I think my dad's dream was always to do like a saltwater tank. He wanted a big tank, but it's like it's a ton of money and like yeah, just maintenance. And when it comes down to it, you're doing all this work and fish aren't that interesting, you know. You kind of just like look at them, you know.
But like that's why I like the non-fish. Like if I could go out, hopping around in the creeks and catch a couple crawfish and toss them in there, I'll do that in a heartbeat. I like watching like the little like invertebrates and shit move around and how
Hmm.
they do stuff. It's like watching knights because they're all like armored up and they're weird as hell too.
That is a cool way to do it too. I used to do that, but not with fish, but with like frogs and stuff. Like I used to go out and
Hmm.
catch like frogs and turtles and snakes just in like the local rivers, and I'd bring them home because like we had like a whole thing set up. My dad had like a greenhouse where we dug a hole and like filled it with water. We had like a whole little frog place there. It was pretty cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think
Yeah,
with
we did.
tank, minimal money, minimal effort is definitely the way to go. Otherwise, you're not getting your worth
So
out of
I'm,
it.
I'm I'm pretty sure I can do this all for under $50. And if I get a great deal on Facebook, it might even be like less than 30.
Hmm.
And yeah, like it's just like basically being patient, finding the right deal, accumulating the things I need, and just setting it up. And once it's set up, I'm just running it. It's not really anything happening for a while, and then it's good to go at a certain point. I get to throw critters in there and just
Yeah,
enjoy the hell out of it.
I think
And the
more.
other fun thing is my cat's an asshole, so I get to watch him go after it.
You gotta be careful though, because he's like, he might swat something out of there. You know, you're gonna.
Man, I didn't even think about it. I'm not worried about him swatting something out. I'm worried about I'm gonna have to have something really goddamn strong on top of that tank
Oh, yeah, he'd
because he
fall in there
loves to
for
get on
sure.
top of shit, and he is heavy as fuck.
Yeah, yeah. No, I could definitely see your cat like falling in the fish tank, freaking out, and then just spraying like dirty water and shrimp and snails all over your house. Like
Yep.
that would be a mess.
Yeah. I'm gonna have like a welded steel cage at the top.
Yeah, for sure. That's a
Cat
cool
probably
idea
weighs
though.
30 pounds.
The cat? Your cat does not weigh 30 pounds.
And he is heavy.
30 pounds is like that's big for a cat.
Delvins, where you at?
I'd be
If I'm in here long
surprised.
enough, he'll come around.
Because I've even had like fat cats before, and they were like 20 pounds is like pretty fat for a
Man,
cat.
he might not be all the way to 30, but he's getting up there and he is. I mean, he's just like dense, man. Like he
Yeah,
ain't he ain't real floofy, but he's just heavy. Like you look at him and you're like, that's a big cat. And you pick him up and you're like, this is a pile of lead.
yeah, cats are dense. And now I'm thinking of it like my fat cats were also like fluffy too, which makes them look fatter. You know?
Yeah. Most boys got the shorter fur.
Yeah.
So
I think it's cool. I think more
figure
people
it
should
out.
go the fish and plant route than actual animals. There's a lot of
For
irresponsible
children.
pet. Yeah, yeah, for sure. Yeah, let alone that's a whole other level. But there's a lot of irresponsible pet owners out there. Like, don't get a dog, don't get a cat. Start with a cactus. If you can keep a cactus alive, get another plant, then maybe get a fish tank. You know, do that first.
They should put all the like contraception and like sex stuff like that in the stores near the fish tanks. You can be like, what are the other?
Right.
You know,
Nice. Should we
not
go?
fish are cool. No.
Do we go to our first topic now? Let's talk about the all the bands leaving Spotify. So I think the newest ones were Deerhoof, Zuzu. Is it Zuzu? Do you know how to say that band's name?
Absolutely
XYU.
not.
Zuzu. I'm guessing it's Zuzu. So Deerhoof, Zuzu, and King Gizzard, right?
Yeah.
Those are the newest ones.
It's
So
shoo shoo.
Shoo Shoo. Okay. So I actually like just listened to their music because I don't know if how familiar you are with these bands. I've heard King Gizzard, but I haven't heard the other two. Have you?
I've only heard King Gizzard a couple times, but I had not heard the other ones. No.
What do you think of King Gizzard? Do you like their music?
Eh.
Yeah, I feel the same way. I feel like about them the same way that I feel about the Grateful Dead, where it's like there's a lot of noodling going on and not a whole lot of substance. That was kind of my
Yeah.
feeling of it. It's like it's something like they put out like 20 albums a year, and it's like they're all maybe you didn't need to put out so much music, you know. Maybe you could have left a couple of those tracks sitting on your laptop, you know. But I don't know. I think maybe it's like the Grateful Dead. It's more of a live thing. I'm not really sure.
Yeah. No, and it's like it is like the Grateful Dead, and like they have a really devoted following and fan base.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it's like it's all like I get the appeal. It's all like very nerdy, like they're singing about wizards and dragons and stuff. But I don't know. I wasn't super impressed by it. So, but I listened to those other two. So Deerhoof I actually really liked. Their music was really cool. I would listen to more. Shoo Shoo I didn't like their music at all, but I was so surprised. I clicked like the first YouTube video, and like their music video is like a straight up porno pretty much. And I didn't think you could put that on YouTube. Like they're showing full nudity on YouTube. I didn't think that you could do that.
It's art.
Do you get a loophole for showing boobs on YouTube if it's a music video?
If it's art,
If it's
it
art,
has to be an artful music video.
it has to be artful.
Yeah.
Look at that. I don't know if I'd say it's super artful. You know, it's like it's more like a softcore porno with kind of bad music behind it, in my opinion. But I don't know. I only listened to that one song for 1 minute.
Right, and then you turn the sound off. You kept watching.
Yeah, I listened to another song because I got through like the first. I was like, "What? You can do this on YouTube?" And I realized I wasn't listening to the music at all. So I listened to another one of theirs, and I didn't really like it. You looking up the video right now?
I'm seeing what there is. Is it the one with food involved?
I don't know. It was. I mean, just click on a video. Obviously, don't broadcast it. But like, it's pretty instantaneously.
I'm seeing some weird shit.
Yeah, it's probably.
I'm not. Yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't into it. Yeah, the other one though, I liked Deerhoof. Yeah, and I don't know, reading about this. So basically, we were reading that these bands are boycotting Spotify because of their recent military investment. Oh wait, I gotta go back. I can't pull up links. Okay, here we go. Technical difficulty. So yeah, I won't pull up direct quotes. We are just go. Disclaimer: we're kind of making stuff up right now, possibly. But basically, they were mad about Daniel Ek's military investments in like AI tech startups, which we were talking about before. It seems a little silly. It's like a silly reason. But I read all the different artists' statements, and like I think I'm kind of biased that like I agree with the bands that I kind of like their music. Like Deerhoof had like some blurb about it where they were also kind of complaining about, you know, just the bad music practices in general. Like they're taking all our money and funneling it into military investment.
Right.
And I kind of liked that. And then King Gizzard, it sounded like they were kind of like, oh, this is the last straw. They never really liked Spotify to begin with, and now they're like making war with our money. And it's like, I'm totally biased because like I don't like their music as much, so it's like you're kind of silly about that. And then Shoo Shoo is like I didn't like them at all, so it's just like you guys are posers, you know. But
I mean, but like we were talking about before, it's it's just I fully support some sort of dismantling of Spotify. It's just like not for that reason. Like, sure, that's not, not a great thing, whatever reason you want to look for, but like, man, Spotify has been working really hard to destroy the music industry for a long time. Mm-hmm. And this is the thing that tips you over, makes you like, maybe we shouldn't be on here, like, giving this support. Like, it's just funny to me.
Yeah,
Like that's whatever gets you off, but like,
it's silly because I've seen other ones like Snoop Dogg. Apparently, I think he almost took his stuff off Spotify because he actually like looked into it. It's like it was something like over all of his streams, he was making like 45 grand a year from it. I think part of his problem too is that he doesn't produce his own music. He's got a bunch of labels, so he would make a lot more if he was independent. Yeah, it does seem silly that like this is the reason because like I don't know. I was reading about the company like Helsing. It's like I kind of think what they're doing is kind of cool. It's like it obviously could have like a totally evil Terminator element to it, but it's like that's the way the world is going. It's just like AI in the internet. Like it's going to be used for warfare too. It just kind of is what it is.
I mean, but that's why it's funny because my beef with Spotify and AI isn't over warfare. Like, yeah, I don't support killing people, but like my beef with Spotify using AI is to create generic music using algorithms on their own so that they can, profit financially and literally trying to curate the musical like preferences of the world.
Yeah, and they're for
It's
sure
like,
faking streaming data too. It's like
yeah,
it's all a racket. Like the companies that
yeah,
own the biggest shares in Spotify are the record labels, and like they have an incentive to fake their streams because how Spotify works is like it's not like a set amount of money per stream. It's like they have a pool of money and then they divide it up amongst how many streams you have. So like year by year, you could be making different amount of money per stream. So they're for sure just making numbers up, or
yeah,
like, and they'll like penalize you for if you're like, because it's so easy now to set up like a bunch of bots to just listen over and over, and like they'll penalize smaller artists to do that. But like, how many of Taylor Swift's streams do you think are bots? It's a lot
right,
of them.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
No, their AI practices are heinous, but it's not the military ones to me that are the like most upsetting ones.
Yeah, it's a little silly, because it's like also like there's so many mainstream AI military companies like Palantir. You heard of that one? Peter Thiel's
No.
company. It's like in the Nasdaq 500. So literally like your 401k is going towards AI Terminator bots. It's just like the world that we live in now. It's a silly thing that I think to stand up against. 'Cause it's like it's like boycotting the internet in general because like the military uses the internet too. I don't know.
Right.
Little
Yeah.
silly.
I mean, I'd love to see a branching off of Spotify, but you know, I don't think that we could really go back to the model we were at before, where people had to like buy all their music, and obviously there was piracy and sharing was a lot easier when you could like rip a cassette or burn a CD for somebody so you
Mm.
could yeah. I mean that was cool too because there was community around music. You had
Yeah.
connections of people who was like, hey, did you get that new record, that new CD, and then you had people just shared it with.
Yeah. Yeah.
We used
Yeah.
to do that all the time.
And I think like to be fair to some of them, like I think it was King Gizzard. They were basically saying like we don't make money off of it anyway. Like I doubt they make a lot of money off Spotify. It's really they wanted people to be able to hear it because that's like
Yeah,
and Spotify is pretty much a monopoly. Everyone
yeah,
gets their music on Spotify, and that's how I look at it too. It's just like another way of social media promotion. I look at it like TikTok or Instagram. It's like I put my music on all these places so people can listen to it. Um, but yeah, the money is not there for sure. It hasn't been for a long time.
well, also, I mean, it's been a long time and few and far between that people have made a lot of money off of their recordings
Yeah,
because
for sure.
recording has always come with strings attached.
That kind of I think it was like CDs was good. And then there's like switch to iTunes, and like well, I guess it wasn't really iTunes. That's like iTunes was kind of a response to Napster. I think it was kind of just like doomed to fail. Once the internet came around, it's just so easy to pirate stuff where like you have to come up with some affordable way to listen to music, or otherwise people are just gonna steal it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's tough.
Then
I mean,
and then Metallica's gonna come after
yeah,
you.
yeah. That's a That's what it kind of reminds me of. It's like kind of the Metallica thing with these bands too. It's like you got a point, but I kind of don't like you. Like I don't like how you're saying it. I don't like you for some reason, but you got a point still, you know? Yeah, I don't know. I think people just got to lean into selling merch, and really it's just like, you just got to get used to that there's not as much money in music in general. I don't know.
People aren't willing to spend as much unless it's like a bigger act. Like people will save up to spend, $200 for tickets to go to a, big concert, but like an emerging act, a $10 door, charge is like the most. They may buy a shirt if you were really good and your shirts aren't that expensive.
Yeah.
But people don't invest in up and coming artists like they used to.
Yeah, I think it's just like less and less a viable career in general. Like it was always hard to like be a professional musician, but it's just like it's really not. I think it's going to just stop being a thing for better or worse, because it's like I don't know. My idealist brain, it's like I hope people will just switch to like their local music scene instead, and just like have fun playing, because I don't know.
I mean, I think it's like what's happening with a lot of the arts is that you have to be diversified. You can't do just music. You have to branch out creatively. And so that's a lot of what I'm trying to do is just like kind of cast a wider net instead of just focusing on one thing, because that is what it takes. Like you can't start out and bring up a career in music, but you can get part of what you need to survive, and then pick up some more somewhere else. And it's like people working multiple part-time jobs to add up to a full-time. Unfortunately,
Yeah.
you don't get that OT, but you gotta do what you gotta do to survive.
Yeah, and I mean that's kind of what I've been doing forever. Fortunately, I worked my way into teaching to make a living. That's how my brain kind of works too now these days. Like I have no desire to like go on tour and like be poor, like living in a van selling T-shirts. Like that sounds like it kind of sucks. But like having a good like set of music students, and I really want to like if I end up moving to a smaller place, is just try to like build up a scene, like have like a local jam session, just like have like a tight knit group of local people who can get together and just play music together and have fun,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. We'll see. I hope other people think that way too, and it's less about these like big artists, because I always thought it was silly how much people pay to see big name artists when it's like there's so many good local bands, like especially like living in New York. Like you can go to some random like hole in the wall bar and there's some band that's writing like amazing songs, and they're all like killer players that totally rival like big pop acts. But I don't know. It's a weird like celebrity worship thing,
Yeah. Yeah, that's the biggest thing is like not about the music, it's about what you can market.
Yeah. Yeah, it really is all marketing, It's like the songs that are big, you hear them blasted all day, especially if you use social media, if you use like Instagram or TikTok, you're hearing the same 10 songs over and over, then they play those songs in commercials and they play them in movies. And I remember a while ago, I read a book that was kind of about the psychology of music, and they've done studies where it's like the more you hear a song, the more you like it. And it's like even a song you don't like, if you just hear it enough, it'll get stuck in your head and you might start to like it, or it'll make you totally hate it. But apparently the study says it'll make you like it more, which is definitely their marketing tactic. It's just like just force people to listen to your music until they like it. It's almost like a torture method. It's like yes, I'll say you like your song. Please stop playing it. I can't take it anymore.
I relent.
It kind of reminds me of in a quote. It was one of those three bands that was boycotting music. It was like they said something like, "We don't want our music to be used to kill people." It popped like a funny thought in my head. It was like, what if that company actually made like a sonic weapon, like a drone that like blasts like, Shoo Shoo's music so loud that it like actually kills people, I don't know. I thought it'd be funny.
Fucking light shows at their shows, giving people seizures and dying. Like,
Yeah. But like, I could totally see some metal band using that as the opposite way. Like, our music has literally killed people. It's like
you're just talking about Death Clock now.
Death Clock. Wait, what's that?
Didn't you ever watch that show, Metalocalypse, on
Oh,
Cartoon Network?
it
It
sounds
was like
familiar. I think I
it
did.
was like the metal band, and at every one of their shows, there was like they summoned some beast or natural disaster that killed like everyone in the audience in gruesome ways.
I could see that, like, because like some of those metal bands especially are like really pro military. I think it was like Metallica and like Disturbed, like a lot of those metal bands they'll like play for the troops, and I could see that and be like, our music is, our song is used for a new drone sonic weapon for taking out terrorists, and like it's like the same headline but totally reverse. Like it's a cool thing.
Lars Ulrich's just like off time snare hits, just
Yeah.
like fucks up people's rhythms and their heads explode.
The funny thing is, the CIA actually does use some music to torture terrorists. I think it was in
Yeah.
Afghanistan. It's like I think it was. People will have to look up the specifics. I think it was a Britney Spears song, and there was some other ones, but there were certain pop songs that they would play like at like obscenely loud levels, like nonstop to terrorists, to like all night. So like they couldn't sleep. They were just like repeating this song. They were actually using people's music to torture people, which is kind of wild.
Yeah. Men who stare at goats, they use Barney's theme song.
Barney's, yeah, I think that was, I think that's a real thing too. Yeah, I'd have to look it up. I can't look it up right now, but yeah, that does sound awful though. Like being like waterboarded and then just put in a room and having like a song that you hate just blasted like so much that you can't sleep. That's like pretty messed up.
Drop the waterboarding, and you're describing my morning commute with Morgan when she gets to pick music.
Yeah.
Keep it on the road, keep it on the road.
Yeah, yeah. Or me listening to my neighbors occasionally. I don't know. Are any of your neighbors loud like that, where you can just hear their music like clearly through?
Yeah, sometimes, but my neighbor's got decent taste at least. So it's like hip hop, or I got like a neighbor down at the corner, and he has like a whole like backyard fenced off patio kind of section, and he'll just be blasting like soul and R&B.
Mm. Yeah, it's not as bad here. Occasionally, I'll hear music, but I live in like a big brick building now, so it's pretty well soundproof. But my last place was like across the street from a Jamaican bar, and like on weekends they would just play reggae all night, which like I like reggae, but the problem was that they would play the same like the same playlist, like
Yeah.
for years. They never changed it. They were just playing the same playlist so loud, like bass just cranked up, like like shaking my window every weekend. Same playlist.
People ain't coming there for the music.
No, no. That was actually a pretty cool place, though. They had really good food. They had really good Jamaican food. It was kind of like an old person bar too. It was like classy on the inside. They had like really nice fish tanks. They had really nice aquariums in there. It was like if you wanted to, yeah, it is classy. You listen to reggae music and eat high class Jamaican food and watch fish. It's kind of old person's place, but it was cool.
I'm an old person.
Yeah, nah, I like the bar. It was cool. It's cool to me. Just not the. It's just too loud. It's like and bars
Ah,
are
you're
open.
old.
I mean, I've been going to bed early for a while, but yeah, I'm at the point where it's like between like anything past midnight, it's a little much. And bars in New York are open till like 4 a.m. or something. So it's like if you got a party going, it can be loud for a long time.
Man, there's been someone around here who has been shooting off fireworks at like 2 in the morning.
Oh shit, it's
And
fireworks.
yeah, I'm
Yeah,
sure it's fireworks. And uh, I wouldn't mind if my dog didn't take such offense to it that she
yeah.
refused to let me sleep around that time. So I've been getting quite upset about the 2 a.m. fireworks.
Yeah, it's just a chain reaction.
Yeah. It's like they go off and I'm like, oh, okay, it's fireworks. And all of a sudden she's trying to get inside my neck skin. And I'm like, this ain't fucking happening right now.
Yeah, I heard that's a thing. That It seems pretty universally dogs do not appreciate fireworks.
It's either they freak out or they like just ignore them, and usually the ones that ignore them are the ones that are hard of hearing.
Yeah. I wonder if it's like, because you know how like some animals have like a predictive sense, like if an earthquake's gonna happen, like animals act weird like that. I wonder if in their brains it's like, oh, it's the big one, the Earth's gonna split open, you know. I wonder what they think it is, you know.
I mean, they're sensitive to everything. Like, it's the same with like thunderstorms, the vacuum cleaner, the
Mhm.
mailman. Like, it's going down.
Yeah, I guess they also just have sensitive hearing in general, so it's probably way worse for them.
It's also a pain in the ass.
Dogs.
Mine.
Yeah, I don't think I'd get a dog again. I mean, they're cool, but it's like, oh, she looks cute there, though. I don't know. Maybe I take this back, but dogs are cool. I don't know if it's worth all of like the upkeep and stuff. Like taking care of them, it's like I don't really want to do that. Then your house smells like dog, and you get hair everywhere. It's like I'm over it. I don't know.
You're complaining about hair everywhere.
Yeah, why?
No reason.
Okay. What are you implying there, Tim?
Nothing. Nothing.
Okay.
You shed like a collie.
That's funny. Do you remember that from when we lived together? Because that still happens. I still have like I'm pulling off a giant hairball when I'm in the shower.
Dude, I was at your place.
You were at my
Last year.
in Brooklyn. Okay, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, like I
But
said.
see, it's already too much. That's what I'm saying. It's like you get a dog too. It's like
Well, it'd be shorter unless you get a long hair one, but you get a short hair dog, and then you just have a range of hair.
yeah, yeah. I don't think so, but we'll see. Maybe if I end up moving out to the country again sometime, you know.
Get a short haired dog and a medium length hair fish, and then you'll have the full spectrum. Is that a furry fish? Yes, it is. Had to pay extra for that.
See, what were we talking about? We were on this from Spotify. I don't know. Any other things about these bands and Spotify? Any closing remarks?
No, it's silly.
What was the next thing we had? Was it the Heat Blob?
Do we do the heat blob, or do we want to hit on the big ones, and then, you know, we wrap? Like we could go down the order, or we had talked about, the few that we had
How about you
wanted.
pick next topic? I can't look at the sheet because like it's my the thing is like mirroring my screen right now. The
But
recording thing.
no, yeah, I say we go into the next big one, which would be the foreign land ownership.
Okay, yeah. Okay, so yeah. So tell me that story about was it Singapore owning land in
Yes,
the Upper Peninsula of Michigan?
with Singapore, they found out that they were in possession of a lot of timberland in the Upper Peninsula of Michigan, and who- um, people became immediately concerned because um, I don't know if you're aware of this, but Singapore is located outside of the United States, and
I've
so
heard that. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. I mean, I only got a public education, so that was kind of a shock to me. But that's kind of a thing that upsets people is when they got foreigners for neighbors, especially in the old UP.
Yeah, Upper
Um,
Peninsula doesn't. They don't even like people from the Lower Peninsula, so I can see
no,
them taking offense to people in Singapore buying
but
land.
fuck them. I mean, they're basically Wisconsin, so
Upper Peninsula. It kind of should be Wisconsin. It doesn't make a lot of sense.
I saw there's a great meme I saw where it's like it's a shot of like the Midwest. It's where it goes the fact that the Upper Peninsula is not part of Wisconsin tells me everything I need to know about those pussies.
Yeah, right.
But we actually, I mean, I don't know if you know the history. We actually Michigan got the Upper Peninsula because we gave up Toledo.
Really? Ooh, that's a good trade.
Yeah,
Wait,
yeah. I
what?
mean,
So we gave up Toledo to Ohio, so we take the Upper Peninsula from. How does that make
but
sense?
the Upper Peninsula wasn't claimed at that point.
It was just like
Like there was, there's
Wild West,
territories and
anyone
stuff.
goes.
it was territories, but we're talking about statehood, and so
Right, right.
this is like early days. Um, so yeah, Upper Peninsula. Yeah. So the thing I found really funny about the story was that it was broken by the Rohatyn group. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. Who is actually the the private equity firm who sold the land to Singapore. And so they were like, they cut all the deals, they signed all the paperwork, and they're like, Singapore bought a bunch of land in the UP.
It's so funny. I remember you telling me about that. It's so funny.
And so, um, I mean, it's 5% of the UP land. It's just over or just under 550,000 acres. It's pretty much all timberland. Some of it they are timbering, and some of it they've actually sold for profit. Um, what's interesting is that there's like that just like chain of bullshit,
Hmm.
of where the money's going through. It's like routes from there through Delaware down to the Cayman Islands, back to Delaware,
Right.
and then out to Singapore. Um, but I mean, what people are concerned about is you know um, just like foreign meddling and driving up the price of property and stuff like that. But it doesn't really seem to be all that nefarious.
Yeah.
It's not that uncommon, it seems. Um, and it it's just, I mean, I can't get over the fact that it was literally the company that sold land that outed them.
I know that's really the funniest part. Like we were talking about it, it's like selling drugs to someone and then snitching on them for having drugs. Like it's literally like
Yeah.
if a police did this, like it's literally entrapment, but
Yeah.
I guess it doesn't count if you're like corporations. There's
I mean, it's not a joke because there's nothing illegal
nothing
that's happening.
illegal, but it's just like
You
it's just
know,
like the worst snitch move ever. Like
I mean, it did spur. I did hear about like some legislation that was going to be drafted, trying to kind of curtail this sort of thing. Um, it just seems like I don't know anything about the Rohatyn group, but it just seems like in the summer of distractions, just like another like, hey, this thing happened.
yeah,
You know.
yeah, just some media grab thing. Yeah, because I when we first talked about that, I looked into it, and it's like I was looking into like foreign land ownership, and it is like something that like sounds scary right away. It's like, oh, China's buying farmland and stuff like that. But then you look in the numbers, and like it was something like 30 something percent of foreign land is owned by Canada, and it's like they're that's Canada's not even really foreign, really. Like
Right.
it's pretty much like another state. We're pretty. There's not a lot of difference between the U.S. and Canada, and then the rest of it, it's like it's a very small percentage of land that's actually owned by foreign. I think it's mostly like equity firms or businesses and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
it's like
It's all investments.
it's not a big deal, but what I
And I
would
mean,
like to see is like more incentives for like local people. Because I saw a thing like recently because I love Maine, and I saw Maine has like one of the highest property amounts that's owned by investors. It's like 30% of it's either land or homes in Maine are owned by some sort of investor, and like I really wish places like that, like Maine and Michigan, especially places that rely on tourism, it's like eliminate property taxes for people if like it's their primary residence, and then like jack up prices for investors. Like why it doesn't make a lot of sense to me why you
I mean,
treat them the same.
I think more to the other side, there should be caps put on corporations owning land,
Yeah, or
and
just like increase the taxes a lot. Either way, it's like it's silly that like a regular person just trying to buy a house is treated the same tax wise as like a big corporation that's doing nefarious things. It doesn't make any sense.
yeah, I guess what I'm saying though is that if you just didn't let those big nefarious companies buy the homes, then there'd be more available for people who want to buy them.
Yeah,
Not if you'd let them do it and just charge them more.
But to be fair too, though, I was looking into it. Most of the, at least in Maine's case, a lot of it isn't giant corporations. It's like smaller people. It's a lot of like people in like New York and Boston and like rich New England East Coast people who buy investment homes in Maine or like vacation homes because it's so much cheaper there. And like I don't see why, because like Maine, it's pretty hard to live there if you're a local. There's not a lot of jobs. Like you make a lot less money there, so I don't know why like the representatives in Maine don't do something like that, where it's like if you want to get like low taxes and low prices, you got to at least live here. It doesn't make sense how they treat them the same as some millionaire in New York who's just buying a home to go for like a week out of the year, and then that whole house is just sitting empty the rest of the year. Like it's silly.
Yeah. No, I mean, but there is a big issue of corporations buying homes either for like, to run massive like rental programs for, Airbnbs, or even just to let them sit and then appreciate value and sell them back, like there is I think it's probably a bigger problem than foreign land ownership is,
For sure.
large corporate American land ownership, because they're not using it, they're not doing anything with it, they're just waiting until the money's right.
Yeah, and I think the foreign one isn't a problem because it's like I don't think I would feel comfortable investing a bunch of money in the U.S. if I was from a foreign country, because I could very easily, especially with like the political climate now, just being like, nah, we're gonna take that back.
Yeah.
I wouldn't feel super secure in my investment.
You just get an email one day like, nah, you don't have this anymore, this is
Like,
ours.
it's mine again. Sorry, not
Yeah.
sorry.
Yeah, good luck.
Yeah, but
But,
I have read that a lot of those big corporations are kind of dumping those houses that they bought now, and a lot for like a pretty steep discount, because I've heard that the housing market's kind of starting to crash again.
Yeah, well, the market's not really that stable, so
Yeah,
people are having a hard time.
I think it's especially in I think like Texas and Florida are the two big ones where like a lot of people moved there, and then housing developers kind of went wild, just building a ton of new houses, and things like BlackRock, I think, is the big one that's been buying single family houses for to rent out, and I've heard they've been dumping them, and they're like very aggressively trying to get rid of houses, because a corporation like that is much quicker than just some regular person to say like, we're going to take 100,000 loss on this, we just want to lighten up our portfolio type of thing.
Yeah. Yeah, I could not take $100,000 loss in my $100,000 house.
Yeah, I think Detroit's safe because like it's you still like Detroit is making some comeback, but it's like you're still just like a couple steps above like dirt floor bottom.
Yeah. Yeah. We're working on it. We're working on it.
And kind of like the lower limit for a house is kind of 50 grand, at least for like a livable house, because on anything under 50 grand you can't get a mortgage for it. So it's like livable houses don't really get cheaper than that, at least anymore, unless there's something so wrong with it you can't get a mortgage anyway. So it's like Detroit, you buy a house for 100 grand, it's probably not going to drop that much. It's not like some McMansion you bought in Texas for like $500,000 in some cul-de-sac, or what do they call, I guess, a suburb. I'm trying to think, is there a word for those like
Subdivision.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, those are fucking everywhere. Can't imagine a worse place to live. HOAs. Oh.
I can't imagine how someone could convince themselves that buying like an overpriced McMansion in a subdivision in Texas would ever be worth it. Like, you're literally in the desert. It's getting hotter every year. Every year, like, Texas has something, like, it's either like a heat wave, or that one time they got a freeze and all the pipes burst. It's like,
Well, it happened again last year. That's been happening more often now.
it's just like such a bad investment. Or Florida too. Like, why would you buy an overpriced house in Florida? That doesn't make any sense. It's like,
The sun, bruh.
but it's like, I guess
And
it
it's the
is
taxes.
yeah. But like a lot of those places, like you literally can't even get insurance anymore. Cause like if you look, like 50 years, it's projected most of it to be underwater. Like, not even
Yeah.
like flooding. It's just gonna be like the ocean's gonna be that high, you know?
Did you ever hear that story where the person's like, my dad was finally convinced of global warming because in Florida you can't get flood insurance anymore. And he's
Mm.
like, all right, if the insurance companies realize that there's something up, then there actually is something up.
Yeah, and like it's true, and like I think that's part of the reason why the big companies, like, because the big corporations know what's up, you know, they're not
Hmm.
dumb. But I think they thought, like, oh, we can get in on it. It's like 50 years, there's still some time for profit. We can still buy some houses in Florida and Texas and offload them to some suckers, you know. But, and they probably did do a lot of that, but I think they're kind of getting caught up in it a little bit too, you know.
Yeah. There's always going to be some loss when you get in so deep on something like that. But they,
Mhm.
they definitely made plenty of profit while it was riding.
Yeah, I think another thing too is like they've been buying up properties to rent, which is kind of like a new thing from what I've read. Like big corporations didn't used to buy at least like single family homes. Like they would buy apartment buildings and multifamily places, but like buying up single family homes to rent is kind of a new thing. And like I think it's like the sort of thing where like it makes sense on paper. It's like, oh, we buy this house for, you know, $500,000, we rent it for this, we're getting this much profit. But then they didn't take into account that like the economy also sucks, and like you're basing your profit on like best case scenario, but if people lose their jobs, they stop paying rent, you know, and then
Yeah.
you're stuck with all of these houses that people are in, you know, and they can't pay their rent, and now you're running a loss, you know. That's sort of, they're trying to dump them now. I think it was probably a failed experiment, you know.
Yeah. Plus renting sucks.
Yeah. You
So it's a
talking from
lose-lose
like,
situation.
are you talking from the landlord
Yeah,
situation?
from both
or
sides.
both
No, I'm
sides?
talking from
Yeah,
both
no,
sides.
you're right. That's why I
Like
was
renting
asking.
is just a lose-lose.
Yeah, it's like no one likes it. I think no one
No.
really enjoys being a landlord, and yeah, renting just feels terrible.
It's like buying, to me, it's like the equivalent of buying a house to rent is like buying a boat that you're going to rent. Like, right? Like you wanted a boat and you have a boat and you're like, fuck, now I have a boat. This sucks. And so you're going to rent it to somebody and it's just like, are they going to trash my boat? I don't know. And the person's taking this thing out like, is this fucking thing going to sink? I don't know.
Yeah,
And at the end of the day, you're out a couple $100 and you feel sad.
yeah, because like it doesn't, and it's like it puts both sides into the worst mindset, because it's like landlord side, it's like I'm not living in the house, I'm not fixing stuff. In renter side, it's like I don't own this house, I'm gonna trash it. You know,
Right.
it's
Yeah.
like yeah, it's just a lose all around.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like no, I get that when you have a place, you have to like do everything yourself and pay for all the repairs yourself and stuff like that. But there's just like a little bit. It's nice to have a little bit more freedom about how you go about that stuff, as
Yeah,
opposed to like, you know, you finally get them to fix it, and so it's like, okay, you have to be there Friday between 11 and 9 p.m. And they're going to show up, and it could take anywhere from 30 minutes to 6 hours to do. And it's like, okay, I guess I don't have any plans on Friday.
right.
And
Yeah,
then they come for 10 minutes and they're like, I don't have what I need. I'll be
yeah,
back another day. Like, great. Awesome.
yeah. It sucks, and it is like it is valuable. Like I think it's just cool knowing how to like fix stuff in your house too. That's what my dad's always done. And like if you
Yeah.
do it right, like it's not maintenance isn't an expense. It's like you can build equity in your house, you know. It's like
Yeah.
my dad just like he ran out of stuff to fix in the house, so he's just been like, I guess I can build another deck. You know, now he's got 3 decks, you know.
It's just going to be a house of decks.
Yeah, it's already like there's decks all around the first floor, and now he started building decks on the second floor too.
Fuck yeah. Yeah. Yeah, fireman pole.
And my dad's like super cheap about it. Like I because I was just there, I totally forgot that like I had the thought in my mind like when I was a kid, like, oh, didn't there used to be a fence between us and our neighbor's house? Because I remember tearing that down. Like my dad asked me and one of my friends to like tear this fence down. And he's like, oh yeah, that's the deck now. I totally forgot he took like all the wood from the fence and like built. That's the whole like first floor deck is built out of that.
Use what you got.
Because he was smart about it too. Because whoever built that fence was kind of dumb because they used like really expensive like lumber, like laminated like building lumber to build a fence. It's like, why? No. And then he built the deck out of it.
Yeah, I mean, obviously he wasn't like building a deck out of rotted pine boards.
No, yeah, it's a nice deck, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, why not? You got nothing else to do. Put yourself to work. Keep yourself busy.
Yeah, no, that's how my dad is. He's just got a million hobbies. It's like he's building stuff onto the house. He's super into gardening, super into sailing. Like he had bees for a while. You know, it's like just
And
like
when he
this,
wants, go ahead.
I was just gonna say is like there just can't be free time. It's like, oh, there's an hour in the day. It's like gotta fit a new hobby in there. You know.
Maybe he'll relax once he gets that second level built, right? And he can get up in the morning and step out in his bathrobe, and everyone that walks by just has to look up and gander at his giant deck, you know? And just, marvel the magnificence of how beautiful this deck is. You know, the sunlight, the morning sunlight, just making it glow.
But now I'm gonna pick up the torch because I think I told you that like the two houses behind his house are for sale now. So it's like now I want to buy those houses and like I'm gonna expand into those.
Are you gonna connect them? Like build like a Minneapolis skywalk between them?
That'd be kind of cool. It'd be cool to have a tunnel between. But you've seen his house. His house is on a ledge though, so I think it's like it's rock not too far under there. I guess
Pickaxe.
That's right. I was thinking like digging in a dirt tunnel. You could build a pretty cool like rock tunnel under there. That might be. I'm gonna think about that. Might be illegal. I don't know.
There's a cave in today in northern Maine.
Yeah,
Man was trying to tunnel between two houses.
I mean, I feel like if you own the land, like why can't I dig a tunnel? You know, what's
I think
so
you
wrong
can,
with
as long as you make sure that it is clear that there isn't anything underground.
Yeah, no, I think it's just rock though. You know, yeah.
I don't know, bro.
I think it's also the type of thing like if you just do it, like who's gonna find out that you're digging a tunnel in your basement? You know, unless it like caves in, unless it like catastrophically fails. You know.
Oh, but you got to get rid of like the dirt and stuff somehow. You're just gonna Andy Dufresne that around the island. It's like going for another walk.
Yeah, just in my pockets. That's so funny.
I told Nathaniel it'd take him 30 years to dig that basement. Took him 47. He dug it real fast, but he mistook how long it'd take him to get all the trash out. So, how's the weather in New York?
It's pretty crazy humid here right now. It was like we were supposed to get another rainstorm yesterday, so I was kind of thinking like, oh, is this going to be like the third like catastrophic subway flooding? But it wasn't. You know, I was kind of rooting for it too because I walk to work. You know, It's like I like seeing like the videos are cool where it's like you're just seeing like a wave go over the tracks. Like it's terrible. It's going to cost some of my tax money, but it's like, it doesn't directly affect me. So it's like the entertainment value is worth more than like the.
Oh man, I feel the same exact way when it floods here. And it's like, I think even more so because we have such a wonderful population of stupid people around here that like the freeways and the roads will like flood. And if it's flooded, it's not because it just like rained so goddamn fast that like it couldn't drain out quick enough. It's that shit's backing up from the sewers. But that doesn't stop anybody from going out and swimming in it or riding around their jet skis on it.
In it
People swim in the floodwater all the time around here.
Oh. I thought you were going to say drive their cars into it because you see that all the time.
No, that's low key. People do that shit all the time. You get them stuck, but no, yeah, people will go out and get in the goddamn sewer water.
That's
And then I
crazy.
love seeing videos of it and just laughing and knowing that they're going to the ER within 48 hours.
Yeah, it's nasty. I saw one from the most recent one, like a couple weeks ago. The subway flooded too. It was like a woman going down into the subway, and the station was just like totally flooded. It was underwater, but she still like went into it and was trying to like swim to the subway platform. It's like the train's not coming. Like I don't know what's going on in her head. It's like that's all underwater. The train's not coming. You don't need to do that.
It's not brave. It's stupid.
Yeah, it's not like a thing like, oh, I gotta get wet to catch the train. It's like, no, you're not catching the train. Like,
You see too many of those videos from like the floods, people like, I'm gonna get home. It's like the train is not home. If you gotta just go up and take a bus.
yeah, you gotta find a bus route. Like,
Yeah.
it's so funny. But yeah, it is
Yeah.
gross. It's even like that with the water here at the beaches too. It's like, from what I've read, it's like the sewage system is like very outdated. It's not designed to like take the amount of rain and people that we have. So it's like every time we get like it's kind of heavy rain, it just like backs up and goes into the water. So you're really not supposed to swim in New York within 3 days of any rain, which is like I just stopped swimming here in general.
Yeah. Pools.
I would like no fecal matter in my swimming
Yeah.
water. It's like, yeah.
Yeah,
No.
here I know like there's a couple of them. The sewage treatment plants are built on the rivers, and so when it rains really hard, the treatment ponds will overflow into the rivers.
I think it's the
And
same thing here. Yeah.
there's a section of I think it's the Rouge River that runs through up by like 8 Mile, and like man, it just always smells like shit driving through there.
Ooh, that's
Like that
nasty.
river is just
Nasty
like
smell.
permanently tainted.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. It's crazy. Now we were going to talk about New York's disaster plan. That seawall. So for people that don't know, Army Corps of Engineers is prepping to build a big wall around the bottom of New York, but I think they cut the budget and they're kind of half-assing it now, and I don't think it's going to do anything.
You don't say.
And it's like, I've looked at the ocean rise maps. It's like 10 feet of seawater. Both of the airports are underwater. Like New York, they built both of the airports in a swamp that's like barely above sea level, and it's like a seawall is not going to stop that. So I don't know what the plan is for that.
Dan, like I was saying, I think the way to do it is you set up a perimeter around New York, right? Like around New Long Island, of deep wells and these reservoirs. And these are just like basically big pools. And in them they have it's called a ram pump, and it's self-priming hydraulic pump, right? It just
It's
needs like
kind of like a water towers type thing.
not really, like kind of, but not at all, you know.
Okay.
So you use that to like once it fills up enough, it'll trigger this thing. It'll pump the water up, and then you just like pump it out long tubes back into the ocean. You know,
Just
you
further
just like
away.
yeah, further away. You know, like it'll take longer for it to come back than what you're pumping out, and that's how you stay ahead of it. You know,
I wonder
it's the
if
same basic system for like a basement.
I wonder if you also would it create just like a giant ocean wave pool too. That would be kind of cool.
Maybe, probably not, but obviously I'm not really privy to the science of this. You could even like, yeah, okay. No, I was even gonna say you could like even kind of open them up as like swimming pools, but we just discussed how New York has a wonderful sewage problem.
Yeah,
So,
you got to fix the problem of the poop in the water first. Yeah, that's kind of.
I don't think we're gonna do that.
Yeah, no,
That's
I
gonna,
think it's.
yeah.
I think we've given up on that part. Like, really, there's so many things, and like, I thought the original plan was like really cool, where it's like it was very thought out. They were going to build like, it was like a big kind of like barrier between like Staten Island, I think connecting either to Brooklyn or the Rockaways. It's like basically like damming in all of like Long Island and Jamaica Bay and the Long Island Sound, and I think that's what the Dutch people did. It's just like you build like a big wall, and then like the ocean level is higher out there, you know. But then it's like that was going to cost like a lot of money, so they were like, we're going to build a less big wall. But like now the wall, it doesn't actually like block the water, so the ocean is still going to rise like 10 plus feet possibly in the next 50 years, and the airports are going to be underwater. So
It's like four guys out there with some fence panels. Like, we're not. This isn't really helping. I'm really wet.
and like the thing is like it's one of those things where you try to like skimp a little bit on the budget, and it's like you might as well just not do it at all then. Like I don't. Yeah. I think now with like the proposed plan, it's really just gonna like stop like if there's another Hurricane Sandy from like storm surge. It's like it'll kind of block a big wave coming in, but like just the ocean rise is like it's gonna be underwater anyway. It's like why even spend the money? Why don't we just like see what happens? You know.
Let's just watch.
Like,
instead of spending the money on something that's not even going to work, why don't you just like give it to everybody and let's have a big party and watch the islands sink.
It's like the other thing I hate about it too is like they've been talking about this plan for a while. They haven't started it. Like it's something like it's going to cost like $40 billion and take 40 years, and it's like. Wow, maybe you guys should get a start on that. Like 40 years, like the ocean could potentially rise pretty high from there.
It's not that urgent. It's not that urgent. You know, we've worked really hard in the places that are going to be affected most to make sure that the poorest people live there. Don't worry.
That's the thing is like. Because, like, that's my situation. Like, my conspiracy theory is, like, because where I live is, like, they're building a ton of housing, like, far Rockaway. The whole Rockaway Peninsula is, not the whole, but a lot of it's pretty poor. That's my thought is the city's, like, put all the poor people in the rehab centers and stuff like that, where the next hurricane will just wash everything away. Like, I kind of feel like they're doing that. But it's also both of the airports. Like, that's kind of a big deal, you know? It's like... The rest of the city, it is like mostly poor areas that are going to get flooded, but then it's like also the airports though. Like where are you going to build a new airport in New York? You know,
you can float a landing strip. They do it in war.
You can float a landing strip. Let me check.
Yeah, like the airport doesn't need to necessarily be above sea level. You know, just your landing strips and your terminals. The terminals are, from what I remember, it's all elevated. For the terminals,
it's not a lot.
Yeah, there's glass. You know, it becomes an aquarium. An aquarium has now made 3 drops on this episode. Okay,
to watch the poop water drift by.
Comes around twice, but you know, I think you just maybe not necessarily like a battleship, right? But like you know, like who was the old Persian emperor who invaded Greece, and he built that like bridge of boats, right? You know, you just get like a bunch of pontoons out there with like plywood across them. Touch your planes down on that.
You could, and I bet that probably not specifically that, but I bet that is the city's idea. It's like we're not going to fix these poor areas. Like we're not going to build the whole seawall. It's mostly poor people getting flooded. And then I think they're just going to like put both of the airports on stilts or something like that. You know, it's like it is probably how it's going to pan out.
I'm thinking it's the plywood pontoon boat idea.
Yeah, I think I want to see that plan like just barrier in everything, and we talked about it too. Like I want like do that and then put hydroelectric turbines in it. Like it would be so cool. Like
and like little portholes you could like go and look through.
No, the wall is like out in the ocean. Like maybe if you go in a boat, you know. But I don't know how that would work because I guess when you're building something like that too, it kind of there's like cargo ships though too. Maybe that's why they didn't do it. How do the Dutch people do it? I don't know.
From everything that I've heard about Dutch people, um, logic doesn't necessarily play into everything.
Yeah, because I gotta look into that. I think
Maybe
there
they
are.
built a maybe they built the wall around the city that isn't even on water.
I guess maybe I don't know.
You don't have to worry about cargo ships if there's no water access.
Yeah, and I mean, at some point, it's like maybe it is a trade-off. Like, city underwater, no more cargo ships. Like, if the city's underwater anyway, it's like, why? What are you gonna ship there? Like life
Right.
jackets, like
Poop.
and plywood and more food. Just becomes a landfill,
Poop.
just a cesspit. We just start dumping our trash there.
Yeah, more shit, literally.
I did see they are planning on doing a tidal electric thing in Eastport, which I thought was pretty cool. It's pretty small scale though. I think it's like they're building like a backup power system because it's like you've been there before. Like Eastport is like so far away that like a power pole can get knocked down like a 2-hour drive away and it cuts out the power for like the island. So I think
Yeah.
they're trying to build like a tidal electric thing and then like a big bank of batteries. So the city, I think they call it like a microgrid. So like the city would just have its own grid that's like powered by that. I thought it was really cool. Now, I wish
Yeah,
they
that'd be
would
cool.
do more with it too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like crushed grain. Like that's one of the I think the ideal uses of water power is by spinning a turbine, which spins a giant wheel, which rolls around on a rock and crushes your
To
grain
crush
to a
grain,
fine powder.
you could
Yeah.
crush a lot of grain. It's the second
Yeah.
largest whirlpool in the world.
God. Talk to me more about the grain.
You crush. That's a lot of grain.
Could you crush barley and corn?
Oh, you could crush pretty much anything. I think you get enough big enough millstone.
Yeah, I think that's the untapped potential. We used to do it. Why do we go away from it? Machines. We got water power crushing grain,
Yeah,
and it can be powered by poop water too. You
it's
could you
true.
could eat your bread knowing that it was made by poop. The power of poop.
Yeah, I'm happy esports doing that. I think New York should do that too. It's bad for like the dolphins. Like they finally got dolphins back into the Hudson River. It's like
Eh,
we
do
got
dolphins really belong in the Hudson River
we got
though?
dolphins other places. Do we need dolphins swimming
Yeah.
around in the poop water? No.
I thought they were supposed to be smart.
Yeah.
I thought they were supposed to be smart. Come on now.
I don't know. Apparently
Although,
they don't mind too much, but I mean they are just starting to get back. So it's like there is like a certain tolerable level of like dirty water dolphins will accept.
well, no, but I mean, I was literally just about to say, like, I thought they're supposed to be smart. Why they swimming in poop water? I also 10 minutes ago talked about my neighbors going out
Yeah,
swimming in
right.
the poop water.
Yeah, people also do that here. Like, you go to the beach like the day after a catastrophic rain event. Oh, there's people lined up. There's thousands of people swimming in that poop water here.
Pink eye, pink eye, pink eye, pink eye, pink eye.
The Dolphins at least had some standard. Like they're just starting to come back. For like decades, they were like, these people have gone too far. This is gross.
There is too much poop in this water.
Like these humans have no class. We're taking our business elsewhere. And like,
This is just a giant turd we're swimming in right now.
and then like it's like a few years ago they finally cleaned up the water enough where their like secret dolphin councils were like, okay, well this is acceptable. No more poop. This is the line. We won't tolerate past this.
It's like they have like a color gradient, and it's like any browner than this, we're fucking out.
Yeah, the big ones are like there's a bunch of super fun sites here, and like there's 2 canals. It's like the Gowanus Canal. They're both in Brooklyn. It's like Gowanus Canal and something else by Greenpoint. I don't know if we went over there, but it's funny. It's like 2 like very rich areas, but like both of the canals are just like totally filled with radioactive waste. And like if you look at like the areas around there, people have like crazy high cancer rates. It's like I think it's like the sort of thing though, but it's like it's 2 neighborhoods that used to be like really poor, and then in like the past 2 decades, they like built a bunch of expensive real estate. So I think it's just like a bunch of people that didn't know. It's like people that grew up in New York are like, oh, Gowanus Canal, like stay away from that. But it's like,
Right.
eventually you wait long enough, build a fancy building. You don't actually have to clean up the canal. It's just like new people will move in and not know that it's filled with radioactive sludge.
It's like here we have Zug Island, which is like down West Detroit, and it's right by where the Rouge River caught fire back in like the 80s or whatever, 60s, 70s days. Um, and like they've talked about like you can walk across like the lots on Zug Island and look back, and there will be oil seeping up into your footprints,
That's
and it's because it's
crazy.
like it was like heavy like a lot of steel production was going on there, and I think some refinery, and the community like just east of it that like is downwind has insane cancer rates.
Oh yeah, yeah.
It's like, and that's I think that's going to be the litmus test for when Detroit has finally like forgotten its past and is like, we're beyond the rebuild and now we're like don't give a fuck about anything, is when we start building like homes on Zug Island.
Yeah, yeah. You get
Because
new
it's gonna
people in.
happen.
It's
Like
like,
that, like I've heard that sentiment before, that like that's what Detroiters are waiting for, is when they try to sell us Zug Island.
yeah, it's exactly what happened here. It's like some guy that's like owns that. And he's like, I just gotta wait 50 years. They're gonna forget about it. It's gonna be some like naive, like new money rich person that's like, you know what? I've heard Detroit's really making a rebound. An island,
Downtown? Right. Why are my shoes stuck back there?
Uh, yeah, it's crazy. I mean, that's a pretty kind of literally what happened here. Because like houses in Greenpoint for like a townhouse, like one of they don't even have like brownstones there. They're not super nice houses. Those are going for multiple millions, like 5 to 10 million for a townhouse there. When it's like the neighborhood is giving you cancer, like it's really just loony.
You better stay in the like most central room of that townhouse.
Mm. Like the thing is, it is a nice neighborhood. I used to teach. I used to teach piano at the YMCA over there. So like I've been to the neighborhood a bunch. It's like, so like a bunch. It's like a real rich person neighborhood. It used to be like New York's Polish neighborhood. Funny enough, but the Polish people aren't there anymore. They got bought out.
It's like Hamtramck. Hamtramck used to be like huge Polish neighborhood, and now it's all like Indian, Bangladeshi, like
hmm
that's where the soccer stadium is. And I took my daughter down there a couple weeks ago, and it's just like, yeah, it's like a totally different part of Detroit.
Yeah, that's where my family's from. I think that's where my grandparents met. They both lived in Hamtramck, and then I think my grandma's, like my great grandfather and great grandmother, I think they met. They all lived in there because they were all Polish.
That's like the area of Detroit that to me has the greatest New York vibes, because of how,
Yeah.
it's like those like type of homes that were like could be a single family, could be a multi-family dwelling, but just like packed together,
hmm
right? Like no room, and just tons of them, just like streets and streets and streets of them.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Yeah, I have some family over there still. Last time I went, we went to I think there's like one Polish restaurant left in
Yeah.
Hamtramck.
There's like one or there's like, but they're like very famous. They're like staples. But there's also some supposed to be some really good Middle Eastern, Indian, like
hmm
that type of food there too. I've gone to a couple of really good restaurants around there.
Yeah,
Actually, I think I've been to that Polish place. I can't remember the name of it,
it's
but I
probably the
did
same
go
one I
to
went to. It was good.
a,
I liked it.
Polish. Was it like kind of like dark and
Yeah, so you kind of
like
like maybe
wood and
step down.
alpine vibe?
Yeah,
Yeah, and the schnitzel, and
yeah.
and they serve they got like imported Polish beer.
Okay, cool, nice.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah,
was it like Tolski's or whatever? We drank all of them. We had to like get other beers because we had like five guys. We just kept ordering beers.
it's kind of funny. I don't know if I've ever tried a Polish beer because like Polish people
Okay.
love drinking too, and like it's right next to Germany. Like most of my
Yeah,
family's German and Polish, and like Germany's so famous for their beer. I think Polish people equally like drinking, but you never really hear about their beers for some reason.
I mean, I've only had their like most commercial ones. The ones that get distributed. And it's like it's Tolski, and then there's something else. And it's just like really clean lagers. Just like very easy, pleasant drinking. You know, I
That
think
makes sense.
German beers tend to have more of like a bready, like yeasty flavor and kind of like, almost like a an impression of body, even though they're still very light. Um, but yeah, Polish beer reminds me of like Czech beer, with its like kind of cleanness and crispness.
Yeah, it's like one that you like. If you're like an
You can
old
drink a
Polish
lot.
alcoholic, it's like if you're gonna be drinking beer all day. That's like
Just, like keep putting that, yeah. They're like 4%.
that totally makes sense with all the Polish people. I mean, we grew up around all Polish people. It makes
Yeah,
sense. It's like because they all drink the American beers that are like that too.
yeah. Bud Light,
Yeah,
Coors Light.
yeah. It's kind of funny. I think that a lot of Midwest culture is kind of Polish culture. It's like you don't think about it, but thinking like hunting camps, like those kind of cheap, like easy to drink beers. Like I think of it as like Midwest kind of country, but it is kind of straight from Poland.
The Midwest is like it's French towns, it's Polish German traditions with Irish influences. That's the Midwest, right?
Hmm.
Like, a lot of love for like meats and root vegetables and brassicas and drinking beer and like having parties and festivals and stuff. But then like, some like Catholic guilt and like hard liquor drinking mixed in there,
Yeah,
living in places like, Detroit, you know,
yeah, yeah, yeah. That's true.
Presqu'île.
Yeah, I don't think of there wasn't a lot of like Irish people. I guess I shouldn't say that because I think your family's like part Irish, and some of my dad's side was Scottish too. So, but when I think of like northern Michigan, I think very German and Polish. But there's probably more
Yeah,
Irish immigrants to the cities like Detroit and
yeah,
Chicago and Milwaukee stuff like that.
yeah, yeah. No, definitely like the countryside is like German Polish.
Hmm.
Like that, those roots, that's deep way back.
Yeah,
There might even be like some Dutch and stuff, but back then that was basically all. It was either Germany or Poland.
yeah, yeah. And there's some like Scottish, like on my dad's side, like the McLennans. We're related to the McLennans,
Yeah,
and that is straight up. That's a Scottish clan. Like they
yeah,
actually found it. Like I think my sister went to Scotland, and they found like was it called like the print or whatever, like the tartan print or whatever.
yeah.
Like there's like a McLennan clan like color that you're supposed to wear on your kilt or whatever.
I wore a kilt once in a wedding.
Yeah, how was it? They look pretty comfortable.
It wasn't bad. It wasn't bad.
Yeah, if
A
I
lot
ever.
of lot of lot of air.
Yeah, no, they seem kind of awesome. If I had like if I had like a lot of money and lived out in the country, I think I'd start wearing kilts. Seems like a good move.
No pockets. That's kind of a detriment.
That's kind of a deal
You know.
breaker, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I was equal to women for a couple hours.
Yeah, no,
I had no pockets on my clothes.
no pockets. Nah, kilts suck. I totally reverse. Kilts are dumb.
I had to put my phone in the long socks, the ones that come up to my knees.
Yeah, I'm not
I
doing
just,
that.
I just had my phone stashed in that because I don't have a bra. Could have been wearing
Yeah,
one, but I
right.
wasn't.
Yeah, nah, okay. Oh, that just ruined it.
It was all right. Half a dress.
I wonder. I bet someone out there. There's probably some Scottish company where they're like kilts, but with pockets. You know,
Right. Like cargo kilts with the pockets
cargo
around the
kilts.
inside.
Now that I think of it, I think I've seen that before. So this is kind of a throwback. You know how like there was like a lot more. I don't know if you've noticed. There's a lot more weird, unique people back in the day. But like in Rogers City and in Maine, there's always like there's some dude just doing like weird shit. I remember it was
There's
in
characters.
yeah, his character's a good way to put it. There was this dude in Eastport that used to wear kilts, and he was really big into throwing knives. And I specifically remember he had like an all black kilt, and there was like it was like a cargo kilt. It was like cargo pockets filled with throwing knives.
That's intense.
Yeah, whatever happened to characters like that? Like I feel like I don't know if it's the internet or something, but there used to be just people out there doing weird stuff like that. Like
I think they're still out there. I think the weird stuff has become more normalized, and it's not like some of that weird stuff was like those were guys harkening back to like, oh, our old mountain man traditions.
Mm.
And that's like, except for some steroid taking hippies, that's kind of lost on people these days. Now it's like, remember, wasn't it in Petoskey? There was like a guy dressing up as Batman and like going around like stopping crimes.
Yeah.
He was like fist fighting people and shit to like stop crimes.
That's funny.
So, it's like it updated with the times, and now, um, we have names for those different illnesses.
Yeah. It's funny. I don't know if it's all rural areas. I think Maine has like a particular concentration of characters like that for some reason. Like there's a lot of.
Well, you
just,
said it was
really
like all
oddball
artist
people.
hippies, like and acid freaks who moved up there.
Yeah, that's like part of it. They're not even the weirdest ones though. Like the weirdest ones are like the real like down east like outback like Mainers who like have never left the state. Like there was there's this guy that used to I don't know what his real name was, but we used to call him Smelly Dwelly. But you probably drove by. He was like an old guy who had kind of like a big plot of land like outside of Eastport. So he's like way far Maine, not even in town. Just like he owns a plot of land, and he basically kind of ran like a DIY junkyard. So like all his land was just filled with like old buses and tractor trailers, and I think like people would pay him to like he would just like take people's trash and stuff like that. He was a real weird guy, and then when he died and like just left just all this trash on, and they had to like call in like the bomb squad. There was like an FBI investigation because he found he had like multiple tractor trailers full of thermite. It's like, where did he get that from? Like,
Right. What was his plan? What was he gonna do with it?
I don't know. Like, I don't know if it was intentional or like he was the type of person that would just like buy stuff at surplus just because he was like a weird hoarder like that. So like,
It was on sale.
yeah, no,
I got a
exactly.
really great deal on it.
No, like it's like it could be like 50-50. Like he never blew anything up. Like that's like a terrorist
Practicing
dream.
robbed the guy.
Like that's like an immense terrorism level of explosives. But he never did anything with it, which makes me think he probably went to some like military surplus auction. It was like it's a good deal on thermite, you know. That's 50% off what thermite usually goes for
$5
pound.
for all that? Oh my God, that doesn't seem right.
Yeah.
But I mean, okay, here you go.
And it was just like it was not properly stored. It was just like in these tractor trailers, and they found like it was all starting to rust out and like drip in like thermites are reactive with water. So like at a certain point, if they didn't find that, it was just gonna just cause like a giant explosion out in like middle of nowhere, Maine.
What the hell was that? Oh my God. I love the idea of someone being like so naive, just being like, oh, that's a great deal on this. I wonder what it does. Like, yeah, I'll take 2 trailers on it. Or like maybe it was an auction for like the trailers and he was buying the trailers and got them home. He's like,
Yeah.
fuck.
Yeah, right. Can't tell anyone about this.
Yeah, like what do I do with this? I can't sell it. I can't use it. Like
Yeah.
the fuck do I do?
I know some country people are like that. I know a guy in Michigan. So one of the farmer guys out there. He's friends with Charlie, and like that's how he like cuts down trees. Those are thermite. Like,
When we used to, oh god,
no, I was just gonna say people do that for like trees and like stump removal. And I mean back in the day you could just buy dynamite at the hardware store. Like people would do that if you had like a big boulder in your field. It's just like go buy some dynamite and you blow it up. You know.
I mean that's basically what it is though. It's basically dynamite light.
Mm.
Like when my family used to own that property my grandma lived on over in Boyne Falls, there was like a couple creeks running through it and they had a problem with beavers getting on it. And so that's what they would take back to get rid of the beaver dams.
Just blow them up. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because we used to take out beaver dams for like my dad, the nonprofit my dad's with. For like if they're blocking like a salmon stream, like if there's a endangered salmon, we gotta take the beaver dam out. But like that's how they like the loggers back in the day. They just blew those up with dynamite. And like we always talk about like that'd be so much cooler. Like we're intricately picking them apart with like shovels and stuff like that. It's like it'd be so cool to just blow that up, and like just see all the water rushing through it.
Yeah.
Not good for the endangered salmon, but it would be pretty cool.
It would be fun. It would be fun. Like,
Probably
blowing shit up is objectively fun. Like, honestly, like, shooting stuff, okay. Blowing shit up, awesome time.
Yeah.
Like, fireworks, blowing shit up. You know, like, it just doesn't even compare.
Yeah,
you know?
It's cool. It's a natural human interest. I don't know. It's funny, but it is just like so cool to see, you know.